Welcome to Puy Vidal, a 13th century chateau nestled in the heart of the Charente. Join my mother, my father, my sister, my fiance, and I, an American family, as we move from New York City to California to the southwest of France. This is Dreaming of a Chateau.
In this episode of Dreaming of a Chateau.
Today is the day we prep and make schemas of where everything's gonna go. This is our list of things that we packed up in the Soledad house in California. And we have dimensions, so you have to convert into metric. And then we're measuring things, seeing where they should go. We've left this to the last minute. We sort of kind of conceptually thought about it, but
only to the last minute because we've had 100 things to do here that were the immediate
more pressing.
The pressing,
so now this is pressing.
We only do what's pressing.
Pretty much.
Unless it's Mary calling.
very little is super future planning. And it just started raining. And unfortunately, I think it's gonna rain while they deliver the furniture tomorrow, which is not going to be fun for anyone.
Rain is a good omen. It rained on my wedding. It's the first of the day.
Dear Roberto, today's the big day. Step number 4 out of 7, potentially. Receive the furniture in France. We're gonna open up this swing. Make sure everything's ready to go. Wow, it's actually lit pretty brightly in here in the mornings. I think we've ever noticed. This is awesome. Cool.
The day is finally here. Our container from the United States is coming. There's 3 guys who just showed up to scope out the house and where it is and the entryway. Now they're going back and they're picking up 1 load of furniture, and they're having to go bit by bit because our entrance driveway is so small that they can't get a big truck there. So they're just doing little by little. And we hope it'll be okay. They caffeinated, put the dog upstairs. Now I have to get the cat upstairs. Hello, cat. And then I'll go meet them and start directing them where they should go. And my mom and I made this big cheat sheet yesterday of where every single furniture item should go. So hopefully it works. We're seeing all our stuff from California arrive. And the big question is anything broken? The idea is to put the truck behind the neighbor's house over there. And then they can just bring all of the stuff in bit by bit here, because our turning radius into our entrance is just so tight. They can't bring the whole truck here. But that would save them a lot of trips back and forth, because they've parked it sort of far away and they're having to do laps. Every single item has been across the entire world, from the west coast of the US to the west coast of France. That's across all. So today we're at my father's office. This is his company of almost 30 years. And what we're doing is we're stealing some of his company boxes and bubble wrap and stuff for the house. I'll show you around a little bit.
Maybe 25 years.
25 years. They've had several offices over the years, but they've been here for quite a while. Here's my father's office. This is a painting that my mother made. Some very cool electronic diagrams. Here's a map of one of his favorite vacations with his best friend Phil, and they did a bike tour through Tuscany. He loved it, and that's the map of where they went. So we ordered a bunch of U-line boxes that are 1 by 1 by 1 foot and then 2 by 2 by 2. So what we're doing here is getting misshapen, different shaped boxes to shove inside of those. Okay, I'll show you more back at the house.
Right?
Yeah, you're good. This is the disaster that we have in the living room. These boxes hold my mom's something like 50 paintings. Her paintings and paintings they've purchased. And this was what we came up with to safely ship them. We hope it'll be secure enough. But Carolina and Papa packed them really well inside.
Go on the blog.
Yeah, so Papa just created for us an eggnog martini chilled so that we can better pack the whole garage to get into the Christmas spirit. Thank you very much. All right, taste. Here. Oh, oh,
Good stuff, right?
that's delicious. The coldness is fantastic. We're currently reorganizing for the zillionth time, and we will keep reorganizing so that we can maximize space as we have different stages. Oh my god, this is delicious.
No, that's what I said.
Thank you. Mmm. 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 It's here.
So they're down the hill?
So that makes sense.
There they are.
It sucks because they ended up being able to park there.
Exciting times at the chateau. We're gonna have so much packing stuff to throw out. Think about everything, prep for everything. What? No, I think your mom did.
Happy I got my boots on time for this. Just imagine doing this without boots in the car.
Yeah.
This is with Carolina, my niece.
Oh, let's see.
Family pictures.
She's opening up the...
And this is really treasures. Look at these. They're different kinds of flowers. Are they cool? But you only put 2 in there, and the rest aren't. And my grandmother from my mother's side.
Beautiful.
So pretty. And my parents. And my mother's pregnant with me. This was in an embassy where the president of Mexico went to Chile.
How do you feel?
So happy to see all this stuff. It's really in great shape. It looks beautiful. Like all of the pieces are French antiques and they look like they're home. It's so cool. They were always beautiful, but I was worried it would, I don't know, not be the right style or something. And every single thing I've seen here just looks like more beautiful than it did in California. And I didn't quite expect that. So I'm very happy about this. Very happy. And my tack trunk made it.
Oh, here it is. It's beautiful. I'm glad it did. It helped us fit in a lot of extra stuff in there.
It's a nice trunk. I've had it for 15 years, something like that.
How are we doing? We're almost done?
Oh gosh, so most of the furniture is in its correct spot. There's a few little pieces that need to be moved around. All of the boxes are in the east wing. Right now we're just taking the rest in to protect it from the rain that's gonna be here tomorrow. But we're doing really well. I can't believe how much we've got done today.
Are we tired? We're pretty tired, right? A little bit.
I'm exhausted.
Okay, here we are at the end of the day. I believe it's about 6 o'clock. And my God, it's been long. And here's Julia. We're finishing up.
We are finishing up. We're super happy that it basically went off without a hitch. Everything's here. And now we just have to organize it. But most of the things have found their spot. What? Yeah, it's done, right?
Yeah, lasagna's done.
Yeah, most of the things have found their spot, and it's just, it feels really, really, really emotionally good to see our stuff again.
Yeah.
It's just so nice. I can't put this on top of it.
Oh, I don't know how we're gonna get this out. So,
Look at this team. We just, what time is it? 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock? We got our 6th wing. There's six wind. I can't even speak right now.
God, every time I'm about to go to bed, someone's like, do you think you could help me do something really small?
So, we've been unboxing all of our stuff from California. There's beautiful tapestries. There's all of our ancestor photos that my mom loves to keep. There's sconces. It's just an endless process of shuttling with our 2 dollies, this one and this one, from the East Wing, which as you can see is our big dumping ground, and then we're distributing it around the courtyard. So some stuff is going into the West Wing, some stuff is going into our new reception room, breakfast serving room, some stuff goes over here in the Renaissance room, and then some stuff goes through here to the main room because the elevator is just back there, and that's how we shuttle things upstairs to the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor. So the container arrived on Tuesday and it's now Sunday, and we've probably brought in about half the boxes. The good news was that when the container came, we got all the furniture inside distributed throughout the chateau. So now we're just having to arrange the furniture and build it, and then just bring in box after box after box.
The process has also required us to not switch out, but basically remove a lot of the items that were left over by the previous owner. So tons of mattresses, bed frames, boxes, and things that for such a large house, it just makes sense that a lot of the stuff got left behind. So.
Yeah, because we bought so much stuff from them, so they also left a bunch of extra thing so that we could like sleep for the first few months before we, you know, bought new mattresses. But now we have to shuffle.
A lot of shuffling, yeah.
And I'll show you this reception room. So as you can see, we have our beautiful Welsh cabinet with our beautiful blue and white porcelain. This is going to be a breakfast serving area, breakfast and lunch for guests. So they're gonna serve themselves here and then walk in here, and we're gonna put a lot of little circular cafe tables, and this is gonna be the lovely morning breakfast room instead of a billiard room. And we're gonna try and move this massive table somewhere else, maybe to the petit salon. I'll show you later, but this must weigh about 1,000 pounds. So I think it's gonna take about 10 people to move it. It's absolutely enormous. And I hope it'll fit through these doors, but we need to measure. But yes, then the guests will serve themselves here, eat back there, or come out here and eat in the courtyard. And we're gonna put little tables and umbrellas here. That'll be very nice. And then all of these boxes are full of kitchen stuff from my parents' house, kitchen stuff from Carolina and Julia apartment. And we've been hanging paintings in random areas. This is painted by Leon Okun, our incredible master painter who's coming for the September workshop. And he painted this in Oaxaca, Mexico on one of his painting trips. In the, I think it was the evening, maybe it was early morning actually. It does look like early morning. And I just love how the beautiful orange light glows. It's just absolutely beautiful. And we move on, but we're just absolutely inundated with boxes. Hi. Hello, good morning. It's actually like 1:25
or 13:25 French time.
Yeah.
And I just got up. I was having a nightmare.
Oh no.
It wasn't a terrible nightmare. It was people showed up to the house, and I had no idea who they were or why they were there. And it turns out they were here for a party.
Oh no,
And I didn't
nightmare.
I had food barely for 2 people. My back is killing me. I can't bend.
Chiquito. Oh. We've taught her to flop instead of jump.
Yeah.
Tail.
Every bone in my body hurts.
Yeah. We've been putting, Mom has been the absolute rock star of, like, I've been just wheeling all these boxes around and dumping them in the relevant room. Like, these are all our formal plate sets, and we're gonna put them in this closet, and we're gonna put them in this massive plate enfilade, which is very convenient. I'll show you inside. There's lots of lovely shelves for plates. It just is like perfectly designed for that kind of thing. But Mama has the daunting task of actually taking everything out, washing it, and then finding a forever home.
And washing the shelves as well.
And washing the shelves. And she still managed to make us a lovely meal last night. So she's the closer, as it were. She takes it to the final mile and makes it beautiful.
It's a lot of fun. It's really nice.
It's really fun to see all our stuff.
It really is wonderful. It felt like home without it, but it feels much more like home with it. It really is the joining of 2 households.
It's our first market day at La Rochefoucauld. Troubadour is coming from puppy school.
She was a very good girl, I hear.
A pluses.
I just we planted these plants. We bought them like 3 weeks ago or something, and I haven't had the chance to replant them, but they're looking all sad, so I got some basil and rosemary and chives for cooking. And then I put these two together. I don't know what they are, Mama got them, but they look really sad and dry.
Parsley or cilantro?
I think it might be both, but I don't know which is which because they're so dry I can't even like really get a smell for them.
Nice. I'm surprised they haven't died.
Yeah. I mean, I've been watering them, but just like in the tiny little pots they were in, like when I brought them out, it was covered in roots. So they were really stunted.
The gardener's assistant is terrible. Look at her. She breaks everything.
Troubadour.
The very first thing we felt comfortable enough to try and tackle was this hideous orange shiny wall in the upstairs bedroom on the second floor. And ever since I first toured the chateau, I just was dying to change it. Not that I hate orange, but something about the wood color had a lot of orange already, and I felt that the back wall needed something matte and something complementary to help tone that down.
So we finished priming for the evening, and Julia and I have made a colorful mess of the bathrooms because we keep trying different paints.
We know we have to paint the bathroom because we hate the gray, so we're just using it as our blank canvas.
We're really leaning towards this beautiful, I know that you can't tell on camera, and that's okay, because we can vouch for it.
It's called Sulking Room Pink from Pharaoh and Ball, and it's named after French rooms that women would use to sulk in from way back then. So it's a very private, intimate, sort of boudoir color.
And if you could see it like we see it right now, and not with the alteration of the colors and the sensor of this camera, you can see it's very beautiful. Maybe not to everyone's taste, but I particularly love pink.
It's a very brown pink, and it's very rich. So we're trying to shift the whole this whole floor into like a medieval hunting Harry Potter type apartment. Because there's so much exposed stone up here and so much already kind of medieval Renaissance stuff. So we even think this pink goes with that theme, surprisingly enough, because it's very brown.
Yeah, I love it. I'm loving that pink so much.
Yeah. And we're painting because Carolina's brother is arriving, so we're using it as a pretend final deadline. Because he's a guest, and we're trying to get it as finished as we might finish it for our September workshop. So it's a good deadline in advance.
All right, reinforcements at 10:30 p.m.
Because people don't know when to quit in the chateau.
Yes.
I also started at 11 p.m. or a.m. So going strong. Carolina should go to sleep.
Yeah.
Keep putting me to bed. Penelope singing up a storm, painting finally the bathroom. She has been killing it all day. I will not include her singing portion unless you authorize it.
Wow.
Wait, what happened to my fan? Oh, what's that mean on my paint? Because it dries too fast and then there's an issue. This paint is so
She has sandpaper.
fast to dry. Well, what's going to happen?
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it just kind of emphasizes the architecture in here.
Yeah.
Even if it makes the beam like lower, it at least makes you appreciate all the different details and sections.
I love it.
So we used Ben's arrival as a massive deadline for us to finish this upstairs bedroom so that we wouldn't have to think about it again before the workshop. And we worked straight through the most intense summer heat wave in France for a long time. It was a bit rough because the paint wasn't sticking very well, and it's definitely not ideal conditions, but we pushed through and we finished. And it was really satisfying to get an entire bedroom and bathroom area complete.
You didn't know we had a pool.
Hi, Ben.
Oh, the lady of the chateau.
Welcome.
We're all actually the lady of the chateau, you included.
She's like smiling.
I know.
She's so clumsy.
I know. I'm like, did you prep Ben for at least saying bonjour and au revoir in the stores? And she's like, nah, he'll be fine. I'm like, but it's France. You have to say hello and goodbye.
No, I think he did a decent job.
Yeah.
Not even an hour into the chateau, and here he is. We've already put him to work. Whee! My brother, who's an avid gamer, came back to the garden, and he said, we have what, Ben?
These are video game lettuce heads.
They look like video game lettuce.
They're so perfect.
Oh my god, that's
And what,
funny.
you just pluck them?
So what's going on, Penelope?
Oh god. There was this giant thunderstorm that caught us by surprise. We knew it was gonna rain, but not like these crazy winds were just rolling up the mountain. So we frantically went around and closed all of the shutters while I was already reading, and this is how I got just closing the external shutters.
Wow.
The wind died down for a little bit and there was no lightning or thunder in like, I don't know, 5 minutes. So that's when I was like, took my opportunity and like ran outside to like grab the shutter. Even on the first floor, right above us, had a lot of shutters to close, and the windows are like a little bit rickety, so I was worried they would break and damage all of the antiques inside. Luckily, we don't live in the rooms that the windows are like just a little bit rickety on, so.
Yeah.
Come fix that.
It's like, I don't know where to take my hand from. You see that? Yeah.
This entire thing is cracked.
They're all porous.
Oh my god.
It's not properly sealed.
Is that the ceiling, buddy?
Yeah, you see what's coming through.
Tiles or something?
It's in between the bricks. It's the filling that they use in between the bricks. It's not proper. It's not like it's water.
Where do you think?
water
Right
tank.
here?
Oh, you see all through the lines.
All through the lines
All through
of
the
the ceiling,
lines.
yeah.
And then here, you can see drop, 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 drop. This all needs to be sealed properly. There's a spider. I think it's coming in through here too. Yeah, I think that looks flooded, right? Is that just possible?
Yeah. I can't
Start to
tell.
tell.
No, it doesn't look flooded. I think it's
No?
just coming
Okay.
a little bit. Holy shit, okay.
It's from here. We're working.
Welcome to Chateau life, Ben.
This is only his second day here, and he's already mounted a tapestry, mounted a furniture piece to the wall, cleaned.
Experienced his first giant thunderstorm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
survived
massive.
thunderstorm, and now is vacuuming up the flood.
Thanks,
All the
Ben.
other things.
So the very next morning, we called in a local roofing company, and I got to actually come up to the roof with them, which I've never done before. And they have found that part of our gutter on the north facade doesn't have a steep enough slope to it to actually flush out water in the event of an exceptional storm like last night. So we're going to actually just wait and see if it ever happens again, because this storm was so exceptional that they actually think it won't happen, and we don't need to get into the very messy path that is fixing the roof. So I have been so happy to have my best friend, Elsa, come and join us at the Chateau so early on because Elsa is not only someone that I love to spend time with and I haven't actually seen for like all of COVID, but also she's like one of my favorite people to think about interior design, colors, flow, because that's actually her job in real life in the film industry in New York City. And she actually got me into the film industry back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, well, I was in like the baby documentary game, and she got me into the big leagues.
Bad TV show game.
Which changed my life and was wonderful. And inadvertently, she also helped me meet Carolina because her friend got me on the job where Carolina and I first met. So also really was very transformational in my life. And we also lived together for about 3 years. Yeah, in Brooklyn. So she's here now, and it's so lovely because she's inaugurating the Chateau with us.
I am.
So how's your stay going? And
it's lovely.
How's this beautiful breakfast?
And I'm supposed to talk about this breakfast that I made.
Yeah, because I'm super obsessed with this.
No, it's lovely. Last night, Maruka instructed us how to make this peach dish, which is like peaches sauteed with butter and sugar, and I tried to like light it on fire, but that didn't go so well, and peaches ended up all over the stove. But anyways, we had lovely leftovers, so I made some French toast, put the peaches on top, and it's great.
Yum.
Yeah.
Elsa's very creative about like reusing.
Breakfast is very important, and so are leftovers.
And she's having one of our famous drinks here, which is a flat white, but we've dubbed it the lady white because that's just kind of on brand for the lady of the Chateau. Exactly. All right. Okay. Breakfast at the Chateau. Oh, it's so pretty. And we're testing out this new farm table placement. Very nice. I actually really like it. I like this width a lot.
It's just the knee thing.
It's the knee thing, yeah. Okay, bye-bye.
No.
This is the June-July crew at Puy Vidal. Whee!
Celebrating after the 4th of July. And the 4th of July.
So we have a Sept cream sauce pasta and Sept ravioli with olive oil
With
and
Sept
Parmesan.
courgettes and Sept wine.
And I don't know the name of this in English, but it's like watercress.
There's Ben, there's Elsa, there's Maruka, who's incredibly happy.
Yeah, I'm incredibly happy.
There's Penelope. This is a night walk,
Yes, it is.
night rendezvous.
I love having like sanctioned night walks in the forest because that's just what I want to do on my own every day.
Now it's with 1,200 people,
People
plus
are going to protect me from the foxes and wild boar.
plus 5 stops of fromage hors d'oeuvres, entree, hot plates, and more.
Are you carrying my thing?
This beautiful, beautiful view as we do this 10-kilometer hike. It's absolutely stunning. Oh my God. How lucky are we?
Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Wow. This is just lovely. I'm next to the cornfield, and gosh, I guess this is why I came. I came to do things differently, to think differently, to learn, to hear people talk in a language I don't quite understand, but every day I grasp a little bit more. And although often exhausted, I feel very happy, and I feel like I'm stretching and growing.
There's Elsa with her little red lamp.
10 kilometers. We are beasts. Oh my God. Most beautiful sight.
Seats, music,
Beautiful.
dessert.
Oh my God, dessert and coffee.
I brought Elsa to our local town of La Rochefoucauld so that we could visit the absolutely magnificent Chateau de La Rochefoucauld. And this is actually the first time that I have stepped inside. We've been postponing it all of these months, and I was absolutely blown away by its magnificent beauty. It is a renowned chateau in all of France for its incredible mix of architectural styles. Most remarkably are its Italianate galleries and its 108-step spiral staircase, allegedly designed by Leonardo da Vinci. Anne de Polignac, wife of François II of La Rochefoucauld, invited da Vinci to design, and then she had built these remarkable Renaissance extensions. But this chateau is more than just a monument of different architectural styles and decorative styles. It's truly a monument to the family of La Rochefoucauld. This is a family that has owned this chateau for over 1,000 years, and their history, their family history, is one and the same as the history of France. They have their family branches in the church, the state, the arts, the politics. Absolutely every part of France has been interwoven with this family. And to see one of their family seats here and to feel the love and the care and the legacy that has been passed down generation to generation is truly staggering. This little gem of a room has all of these hand-painted Renaissance frescoes, and in each panel, most remarkably, are portraits of chateaux owned by the Rochefoucauld family all over France. So this room is like a temple to the family domain as a whole. And another interesting historical fact is that the sister of François I, King of France, whose name was Marguerite of Angoulême, was said to sit in this room and write her poems, which are called the Marguerites. So it has had very illustrious inhabitants, and now it is like a portal into a history of chateau of France unlike any other. When you descend in the chateau all the way to the cellar level, you will be greeted by the actual Rochefoucauld, which is the rock that Foucauldes, in 980 AD, a younger brother of the Viscount of Limoges, arrived to this spot, saw this rock on a hill overlooking a river, and decided to set up camp right around the rock so that he could better see the oncoming Vikings from above. And ever since, that camp developed into a fortified structure. His son built a square keep around it, and it slowly evolved from just a simple military camp to a defensive structure, then later into a Renaissance palace, and so on until it is the magnificent structure we see today, which is a family home and a museum open all 365 days of the year. And it is absolutely a treasure for us to have so close by. You feel the pride of the town and the region of having this family here. You see their coat of arms blazed on every street corner in La Rochefoucauld village. And every year they host a myriad of different events. So right after this visit, we actually were able to go to their medieval fair, which is a large event every year, and they bring all kinds of Renaissance and medieval vendors and music, jousting, falconry, fire eaters, all the rest of it. And they keep the chateau alive by creating festivals much like would have taken place in yesteryear. And our whole community here comes together and gets to enjoy the beautiful heritage of the chateau. Our friends from San Diego, Trusha and her boyfriend Jameson, came to visit on their European summer tour, as well as a very special guest, Diane Honvi, who was my French exchange host when I was in high school and I came on a trip to Grenoble in junior year. And we've stayed in touch ever since, and she brought her partner Morgane. They're both artists in the animation and comic strip business here in France, and we look forward to really cool collaborations and projects ahead. It was really interesting to start receiving our first visitors and guests at the chateau because we had barely begun to really feel at home in such a huge place and just getting our furniture settled and our living quarters established. But what it really helped us do is envision the space for a much larger group than just ourselves. And we started to figure out and learn how people flow through the chateau, how we interact with guests, with loved ones, with long-term guests, with short-term guests. And so these early visitors and friends really helped us inaugurate the chateau as more than just a family home, but a community space that has room for everyone and that can develop sustainable systems for living together. And so with this early test knowledge, we will move forward and prepare for our first workshop in the fall.
Hello, this is Bob Leach speaking to you from San Diego, from a company named Astronomical Research Cameras that's been building digital cameras used in astronomy and electron microscopy for 24 years. Right here I have the last major project that we have for this company. It consists of a imaging sensor that's a large 16 megapixel device targeted for astronomy, very high resolution, high sensitivity inside a refrigeration system and electronics that drives it. It connects through fiber optics cable to the computer. I'm very proud of this. It's going to a telescope at the Kitt Peak National Observatory outside Tucson in Arizona to be used on a medium-sized telescope for taking images of many objects throughout our galaxy. This is also, as I said, the last project that I have for the company, and soon I will finish my work here and leave for the chateau.